our little detail of putting together a seam of this cube, you can see I've positioned my fingers so that they can really kind of squeeze that seam together. You can almost see the slip kind of squirting out like glue as you come up that seam. And you can see the score marks coming together really nicely. You don't want to overdo it because you don't want a big sharp edge, but we'll kind of go back on that. So you see how the edge is kind of pointed right now because I've run my finger up it. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reach in here and basically start pushing a little bit of this material into this seam. So that's going to kind of push that seam back out. I'm kind of packing some material in there. I'm trying to grab a little bit of that leather hard clay and push it in there so that it becomes very, very firm and together. Now, one of the things that some people like to do instead of that is they like to do what's called roll a coil. You take a little tiny piece of clay and you make it shaped like this before you try to roll it, or else it's not going to happen for you. And you roll this really, really small coil. Now this can work, but I prefer the other way. And then basically, after you squeeze this seam really, really well from the outside, you lay this coil into that space and kind of smooth it. And really, it's about packing it in and compressing it. That's why we need these shapes, right? The sides of the cube to dry, because we need to apply force to make it so that we know it's really well connected. Like here, I'm scraping that clay into that seam, right? So if it's so soft that I can't apply any force to it, am I going to get it solidly connected? The answer is no. I'm not going to get it solidly connected. I can even use the end of my fork to see kind of pushing some of one into the other, right? That's a good way to get a connection. All right. The coil works because it's nice and neat. I'm going to make a whole cube that you can't see into, so I don't really need to do the coils, but I need to do that kind of behavior to each and every one of these seams all the way around the inside. All right. And then if you want to, you can clean it up, but it doesn't, the appearance isn't what's critical. What's critical is that it's pushed together hard enough. All right. And then I also have to add the top. So I'll show you that as well. And then some ultimate cleaning up of the outside.